The bride had been the village's beauty, admired from a distance but never fully understood. Her hair was the crown of her beauty, long, wild, and thick, falling in heavy waves down to her lower back. Each strand reflected the sunlight like liquid silk, and for years she had nurtured it with oils and herbs, believing it to be the essence of her womanhood. The weight of it was something she had grown accustomed to, but secretly, it made her feel burdened. Each time she washed it, each time she braided it, she thought of how freeing it might be to trim it. But such thoughts could never be spoken aloud. Her hair was more than just hers, it belonged to the village, to her family, to tradition. Her insecurities remained a silent burden. She looked into the mirror and saw more than just the thick, unruly waves. She saw the wildness of her unshaped eyebrows, fierce and untamed, casting a sharpness over her otherwise soft face. She saw the fine layer of hair on her arms and legs, the dark, coarse patches under her arms that she never felt the need to remove, and the dense, tangled growth of pubic hair that seemed to mock the femininity she was supposed to represent. Her body, with all its imperfections, was a contradiction. In public, she was the village bride, pure and perfect. In private, she felt weighed down by the very things that made her beautiful. She often imagined how it might feel to strip it all away. She fantasized about standing in front of a mirror, scissors in hand, cutting through the thick locks that hung so heavily down her back. She wondered what it would feel like to glide her hands over smooth, hairless skin, free of the fine, almost invisible hairs that covered her body. Sometimes, in the dead of night, she would touch the thick curls of hair between her legs and dream of feeling bare, clean, and modern. But these were just fantasies. In her world, a woman's natural beauty was to be preserved at all costs, and altering herself would mean rejecting everything her upbringing stood for. Now, standing on the brink of her new life as a bride, she wondered if marriage might offer her a path to those unspoken desires. She would have a new family, new traditions, perhaps, in time, she would find the freedom to explore the parts of herself she had kept hidden for so long. But those thoughts were quickly drowned out by the weight of responsibility and duty. For now, she was the village's bride, and she would wear that title with all the grace and poise expected of her. The metallic sound of the blades sent a shiver down her spine. "This is how we honor our family's traditions," the mother-in-law continued. "You will be cleansed. Your hair, your body, it will all be transformed. Only then will you be reborn into our family, a symbol of purity and obedience." The bride's mouth went dry. Her eyes darted to her husband, hoping for some kind of reassurance, some sign that this was a misunderstanding. But he said nothing, his eyes dark and indifferent, filled with a cold anticipation. Her mind raced, desperately searching for a way out, but there was none. This was her fate. The bride was seated on the wooden stool, her body trembling as the family circled around her. The cool evening air brushed against her skin, amplifying her sense of vulnerability. The weight of her thick braid, so carefully maintained over the years, now felt like a death sentence. She had dreamed of cutting her hair before, but this was not the way she had imagined. This wasn't freedom, this was control, a stripping away of her identity. The barber approached her, his face impassive as he lifted the long, heavy braid. Her mother-in-law nodded in approval, signaling that the first stage of the ritual could begin. The bride's heart raced as the sharp, metallic sound of scissors echoed through the courtyard. She winced as the cold blades sliced through her hair. The weight of the braid was suddenly gone, and her head felt lighter, exposed. She watched, horrified, as the thick, dark braid fell to the ground, coiled like a dead snake at her feet. But it didn't stop there. The barber continued to snip away at her hair, cutting it in uneven chunks, leaving her scalp exposed in patches. Each cut was precise, deliberate, as if he was peeling away layers of her past. She sat frozen, her fingers gripping the edge of the stool as she watched her reflection in the small mirror they had placed in front of her. Her once beautiful, flowing hair now lay in uneven tufts around her, a shadow of its former glory. The final image of her hair as she had known it was disappearing with each cruel snip. She had fantasized about cutting her hair short, about styling it into something sleek and modern. But this was something else entirely. This wasn't the liberation she had imagined. This was submission. This was the first step in the complete erasure of who she had been. Once her hair had been reduced to a jagged, uneven crop, the family's attention turned to the next stage of the ritual. Her heart sunk as her mother-in-law gestured for her to remove her clothes. The bride froze, her entire body stiffening with shock. She had never imagined having to undress in front of her new family, exposing her most private self to their cold, scrutinizing eyes. But the stern look on her mother-in-law's face left no room for argument. With trembling hands, the bride began to remove the layers of her sari, her fingers fumbling over the delicate fabric. The silence in the courtyard was deafening, each movement she made feeling like a betrayal of her dignity. Her body shook as she stripped away each layer, but she was moving too slowly for their liking. Without warning, her mother-in-law stepped forward and roughly pulled the remaining garments from her body, leaving her completely naked in front of the gathered family. Her heart pounded in her chest as she stood there, exposed and vulnerable, her body on full display for all to see. The fine layer of hair on her arms and legs, the dark patches of coarse hair under her arms, the dense, untouched curls of pubic hair, all of it was revealed under the harsh, critical gaze of her husband's family. The bride could feel their eyes inspecting every inch of her body, pointing out the imperfections that had never bothered her before. Her mother-in-law's voice was sharp as she made comments about the areas that would need the most attention during the next phase of the ritual. The bride's skin burned with humiliation, her face hot with shame. She had never felt so exposed, so powerless. With her body now completely bare and her dignity stripped away, the bride was seated back on the stool. The next part of the ritual was the most symbolic, the complete shaving of her head. The barber approached once again, this time holding a razor. Her scalp, already bare in places from the rough haircut, was wet with cold water as the blade was pressed against her skin. The first stroke of the razor scraped across her head, leaving a smooth, shiny path in its wake. The sensation was foreign, cold, and brutal. With each pass of the blade, she could feel her identity slipping away. The long, thick hair that had been her pride, the very thing that had defined her womanhood, was now being removed entirely. Her scalp grew lighter and smoother with each stroke, the sound of the razor cutting through the last remnants of her hair echoing in her ears. Her tears flowed freely now, but she made no sound. Her body remained stiff and rigid, too numb to react. As the barber continued, her mother-in-law stood by, watching closely to ensure that no hair was left behind. After the first pass, they weren't satisfied. Her scalp was shaved again with shaving cream, then once more, dry, to ensure absolute smoothness. Finally, hot wax was applied to her scalp, removing any remaining stubble, leaving her head completely bare. The bride felt as if she had been stripped of everything that made her who she was. Her hair was gone, her head now smooth and shiny under the dim light of the courtyard. The ritual had reduced her to nothing but a symbol, a body to be controlled and shaped according to her new family's desires.